All right, hi, welcome back. So let's trace our code and see where we're at. So we always trace our code by starting at the first instruction in the main function. So we have our 3-character arrays and our character. We have our greeting function. We pass our character array to the greeting function. The greeting function will then get the name of the user and welcome the user. The local name of the character array is name in the greeting function, and the local name of that same character array in the main function is first name. Then we interact with that first name. Would you like to enter a word? The user will say yes or no. If the user says yes, we're going to go ahead and get a word from the user by using a function. We pass our original word and our plural word to the getWord function. The getWord function is going to ask the user to enter a word, get the word, and then make a copy of that word. So our word, whatever word they enter, and whatever, we can use this string copy to make a copy of it. You can do it character by character if you want the practice. So when we come back here, our original word and our plural word have values. Then we call our uppercase word function, in which we do go character by character. We take our plural word and go character by character. And remember, these are input-output parameters because they're arrays. They are pointers. And we go character by character and change only the plural word to all uppercase letters. Then we print our original word and our plural word, which are still the same word, onto the screen and ask if they would like to do it again. So the next thing we need to do is determine which rule. So I've already started this function for you. So this function, we're only working with our plural word. We're maintaining the integrity of our original word, so we're just going to work with our plural word. So we need to figure out which rule. So the different rules we want to check is if it ends in Y, that's going to be rule 1. So I'll give you another one to test. I'm not going to do all the rules in this video, but I will show you how to do it. So here, I think the first one is if it ends in Y. Let's go back and take a look at our rules. So our rules, if it ends in Y, and then we have S, CH, SH. So rule 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tests. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests. So this is going to have a lot. This is going to be long, but it's not that big a deal. So let's do something for rule 2. So length minus 1 is the last letter. Length minus 2 is the letter before that. So I think one of them was if it ends in S. And keep in mind, this is easy because our plural word is already uppercase, so we don't have to check for upper or lowercase. So the rule is 2. Now I'm going to show you how to do it if it has a cluster at the end. So there's a couple ways to do this. You could nest it. You could say if it ends in H. So if it ends in H, how many clusters do we have for H? Let's go back to our assignment. We have CH and SH. So S, X, and Z are going to be the same. So right here, you're just going to have to do S, then X, then Z. Now, we can either say if it ends in an H, and then and, we could use a logical and here. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. It's the easiest way to do it. So, because there's only 2. So if the last letter is an H and the second to last letter is a C, remember that these are characters, so you have to test, you can't test the cluster. You can't test 2 characters against 2 characters. You can test 2 characters as a string against a string, but that's more complicated. So in my opinion, this is the better way to do it. If the last letter is a Y, the rule is 1. If the last letter is an S, the rule is 2. If the last letter is a H and the second to last letter is a C, the rule is 2. So you're going to have to add all of the rest of these tests. So I've done 3 of them for you, and there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you just have to add a few more tests. And that's why it's nice to put this into a function. And then anything else, if it doesn't fit into any of those other ones, now you can use a switch if you want, but I think else if is much more straightforward for this situation. So if it doesn't fit into any of those other rules, then the rule is going to be 3. So this is the longest function, but it's just got a series of tests. If it ends in a Y, the rule is 1. If it ends in an S, the rule is 2. If it ends in a Z, the rule is 2. If it ends in an X, the rule is 2. If it ends in a CH, the rule is 2. If it ends in a SH, the rule is 2. If it's anything else, the rule is 3. If you can do this, there are tons of other things you could test, but this is an assignment. And if you can test this much, then you could test more things if you wanted to. But for this assignment, please only follow the rules as described. So now we want to test it. We want to call this function. So it's very simple. We can call this right here from our main function. And we only are worried about our plural word. And at this point, it's going to print a message to let us know. So let's do a couple of tests. So I'm going to enter a word that ends in a Y. So that rule should be 1. Oh, I messed up. Sorry about that. I forgot to say yes. Yes. Okay. A. So the rule is 1. Fish. It's going to come up with the rule is 3 because I didn't test for SH yet. So that should be rule 2, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, so bus should be rule 2. Church should be rule 2. So once you're satisfied that you've tested all of the rules and you're able to do all of the words, then the last thing you have to do is implement the 3 functions to apply the rules. Applying the rules is very straightforward, and they're actually very, very small functions. So I'm going to add mine. Okay, so I'm going to call this apply rule. Oops. I'm going to have one function called, and be sure to add comments, but you don't have to watch me do all of that. And this is we're only applying it to our character array. This is actually a fairly simple assignment. So I have apply rule 1, apply rule 2, and apply rule 3. I'm going to implement all of these and then show you where to call them. All right, so be sure that you add comments and your code is very properly commented. So let's apply our rules here. Very straightforward. All right, apply rule 3 I'm going to do first. So this is all you're going to do is you can use this function called strcat, strcat, and you take your word and you add a string s to the end. Now, why wouldn't you add a character s to the end? Because if you, first of all, strcat, you can't use a character. And second of all, if you use a string, then actually this string right here is an S with the null character at the end. So it's going to take the word, it's going to find the null character of the word for you, put the S there, and then add the null character at the end of that. So applying rule 1 is so easy and straightforward. So actually, you don't really need to make a function to do that. But anyone who wants to try to do it character by character and add the character S onto the end, that's the reason that I said to break this up into functions, so that if you would like to work on that, I'm very happy to work with you on that. But for this assignment, you can certainly just use strcat. And for applying rule 2, all you have to do is strcat es onto the end. And the only one that's a little bit complicated is apply rule 1. So in order to apply rule 1, my suggestion is to move the null character over one place and then strcat ies. If you want to try different things for applying Rule 1, you're welcome to do that. Also, I suggest while you're working on this to draw pictures of it and take a look at the Pig Latin videos, because those are very complicated ways to manipulate strings. So in my opinion, you could just get the length of the word by passing it to the string length function. Then, after you get the length, you take the word, and currently the word at location length, if you were to print that onto the screen or you were to look at it, actually, let's do that really quick. So we can printf %C. Okay, let's put a little bit of something here. Letter is %C. So we have this word, and then we get the length of the word. And if you want to see what letter is there, this should be the null character, because the length returns the location of the null character. So let's call this apply rule 1 function, and we will use a rule 1 word like happy. So here, this is also, you're going to have to make these function calls. So you're going to apply rule 1 here by passing the word. And if it's rule 2, you're going to apply rule 2 function call. And if it's rule 3, you're going to apply rule 3 function call. All right, but we're going to work on apply rule 1 because I want to watch. So when I call my apply rule 1 function here, it's going to print out the letter that is at length is, and then the letter at length -1 is. This is just so you can see what happens, right? So let's make sure that we did it right and test it. All right, so yes, and I'm going to enter the word happy. So the letter at length 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where that length would be 5, is going to be the null character. The letter at length -1 is going to be the Y. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the null character over to where the Y is, and then concatenate IES onto the end. See, the letter at length is nothing, because past the Y there's nothing. At length -1, it is the Y. So look at this. This is going to be a very simple way to do this. What we want to do is we're going to take our plural at length -1, and you can draw a picture of this and assign the null character there. So the way that these string member functions work, string cat is going to start at the beginning of our word plural and locate the first null character. So technically right now there's 2 null characters. There's a null character here, and so this word now, if it was happy, would be HAPP null character, null character. But string cat doesn't care about the second null character. It only cares about the first null character. So it's going to find the first null character, which used to be a Y, and put IES there. Now this is not the only way to do this. This is the simplest way to do it. And like I said before, if you want to try different techniques, you can email me and try going character by character through your arrays just for practice. I'd be very happy to help you to work on that. So now I'm done with my program. Let's just test it with a couple of words and get these videos up. So let's try happy, should become happies. And let's try church, should become churches, even though it's okay. So I do have something did not work. So if you notice, I have to go back and check. because church did not become churches. So I trace back and see where my problem is. So if it ends, oh, I'm not calling the apply rule to function. That would explain why it doesn't work. Let's try it again. And remember, you still have to add for the SH and the ones that I did not finish here. Yes, church. Yes, day. Good. It doesn't matter that it's nonsense. This is just exercise. This is just an exercise. And I think let's just pick a word like wow. Perfect. All right, so I hope this will help you guys to understand more about character arrays, and please reach out if you have any questions.